Hi, this is Gail, and I am here making a video in my home. It's a part of my home-based business, and I wanted to share some things with you today. I want to let you know why I'm here, why I've started to do a home-based business in addition to working a full-time, very demanding job. I also wanted to share with you what it is that I do in this business, just some of the basics, and then also to give you an assignment at the end. And I know you're saying, well, I'm not in this business, so why do I need an assignment? But just something that will kind of get you thinking. So this won't be a long drawn out video, but I do want you to watch the whole thing. So hopefully I can get that promise from you. First of all, like I said, I do work a full-time job, and I have incorporated a home-based business for a couple of reasons. In today's economy, there's a lot of uncertainty. Um, People are losing jobs. People are losing homes. I was actually went to an early church service this morning at 8 a.m. and when I was coming out, was coming down the street, I saw uh, a man who was wrapped up in blankets and sitting on the steps of going leading up to a residence, someone's home. But it was obvious that he is homeless, and you know, I just felt something for him because last night was pretty cold, and I just can't even imagine what it would be like to be outside all night. I've never been misfortunate. I've never had that happen to me or anyone in my family that's close to me. But I just couldn't even imagine what it would be like to not have a place to go lay your head at night. And sometimes that is a result of not making the right decisions. And sometimes we get comfortable with where we are and think that those things are going to always remain the same. I don't know that gentleman. I don't know what his circumstances are, but I think that we need to make decisions that will hopefully prevent us from getting into a situation where he is. Um, so that's part of why I made the decision to do something different. The job that I have is not promised. Um, I've been doing it for a long time, but I never know when that day would come when they said we no longer need your services. So I need to have something as a backup. I have looked at many ways of making money in the past, and um, haven't been very successful with them. Part of it being me, and part of it being um, the business model that I was involved with. But today I have a different reason for wanting to make this a success. And part of that reason is what I just explained, that we're living in an economy that's a little bit different than it's been, say, 10 years ago. Um, but also, I have a 95-year-old mother who is currently in a nursing home. My mom um, is the mother of 14 children, a phenomenal person. She um, had 14 kids, but she also worked with physically handicapped kids. Um, I always think of her as a saint. I say, anybody who can work with kids, um, could have that many kids at home and then go out, on a job and do the same thing again is a saint to me. She just loves kids, and I think I kind of rubbed that off, and I'll talk about that in a little bit. She kind of rubbed off on me because I have a soft spot in my heart for kids as well. But so my thing is, I want to get her out of that nursing home. She is now in a nursing home, has been there for a few years. And the reason why she's there is because she became ill and was unable to take care of herself, and there was no one there in her home with her to take care of her. So for her own safety, um, and for we decided that the best option at that time was to put her in a nursing home. And one of the reasons that was the best option is because collectively, and it sounds kind of strange that 14 of us, well now 12, 11 living, could not come up with the funds to pay someone to come and take care of her in her home. At this point, she needs full 24-hour nursing care. Um, but we as a family could not come up with those funds to do that. So we ended, for her own safety, put her in a facility where she could get 24-hour nursing care. My objective is to create enough income so that I can bring her back home, either into my home or back into her home, and then have that the care that she needs at home, where she can live out her last days in a place that's familiar to her. Um, so that's my most burning desire right now because she's 95. I could be gone before her. I like it. I've always learned as growing up and being a part of the church that life is not promised. So, I could go out here today. I'm going to go out and do some exercise in a little bit. Who knows what could happen? But she's 95, so the likelihood of her, living another 20 years is just not there. So I need to work quickly and to get this some extra income so that I can pay someone to be at home with me and her to live out her days in a place that's familiar to her. And as I mentioned earlier in my video, I have a soft spot for children. Um, I my kids always say, "Mom, all your nieces and nephews and grandnieces and nephews and now great grandnieces and nephews all just fall in love with you." Um, and I always tell them, I don't know, I just love them back. So I have decided though that I would like to be able to give to those young people who care about me in a way that to show that I care about them. And that's through exposing them to cultures and people and things that they might not have the opportunity to get to have that exposure. I've already planned a trip. I've already done some things with some of my grandnieces, taking them to shows and taking them camping and taking them on to an apple orchard to pick apples and so it doesn't have to be anything exotic, and it can be exotic. But I also would like to. We're planning a trip now. I have three of my nieces and my grandnieces and nieces, I should say, that I am planning a trip to Washington D.C. this summer to expose to some of the museums um, that are available for them to explore. We're going to spend a few days up in Washington D.C. and just see all the sites there are in our nation's capital. And then I have other things that I have planned. I want to take them to other countries. When my kids were just a few years back, they weren't young then. My kids are all grown now. But we went to West Africa. That was an experience that they'll never forget. And I want to give that kind of exposure to young people, family members, friends of family members, to have that exposure to things that they will always remember and things that will make a difference to them and things that will make them understand that circumstances are different than what they're always exposed to. That um, even when things don't seem that like they have everything that they want, when they see other cultures that have a lot less than what they currently have, then it makes them appreciate what things they do have. And it just lets them know that this is a big, wide world that we live in, and that um, we are we are fortunate to be a part of it, and we should be warm and embracing other people of different cultures. Um, so those are my reasons for why I'm doing this business. So let me just tell you a little bit about what it is, and this is going to be very basic. The business that I'm involved in is internet marketing. It's called Empower Network. And what it is an authority site that um, that teaches you how to monetize blogging. Now, a lot of us read blogs. Some of us may even write blogs, or but I'm learning how to make money doing that, and by marketing information on the information highway, the internet. So, and you all may not have heard that term in a while. I was here when the information highway came about. So, But anyway, I'm learning how to do that. So what I invite you to do, and what your assignment is to um, think about what it is that you would do, and why you would do something that would bring in extra income. It's like an insurance policy. You may be working a full-time job now, like I am, but what would you do if something happened to that full-time job? What would you do if they cut your hours, or if they cut your job completely? What would you have to lean back on? Would you be able to make your house payments? My assignment to you is just to think about what it is that you would do. Um, what do you have in savings? What are you investing in? What are you investing your time and your money in? Just think about those things. If you're interested in finding out more about what it is, how I'm doing this business, click the button below, and I'll be in touch with you, and we'll get you the information that you need to make a decision on whether or not this is something that you want to do. Not everybody wants to do internet marketing, and that's okay. There's not a problem with that. But just like I'm exposing young kids to things that they've never seen before, don't say no to something that you don't know what it is. Um, this is something that's easy to do. It's something that you can do in your own time. You can turn it into a full-time job if you like. One of the things that I have already learned here is how to develop uh, leads, how to find people who are interested in what I'm interested in. Um, so, like I said, just evaluate what you're doing and what your insurance policy is for your future. Click the link below, and I'll be back in touch with you. Have a wonderful day.